Now, speaking of all the activities tomorrow, President Cyril Ramaphosa will tomorrow outline plans for the next 5 years under the Government of National Unity. The business sector also has a wish list, and here to unpack some of those is the CEO of Business Unity South Africa, Cas Coovadia, who joins us virtually from Johannesburg. Cas, thank you so much for your time this evening, as always. The last time I saw you giving interviews was about 2 weeks before the elections, and at the time, you came out guns blazing on behalf of your organization, having quite a go at President Cyril Ramaphosa for going ahead with the plans to sign off on the NHI plans. Has anything changed since then as we head into this new government of national unity?
Well, on the NHI itself, no. I mean, we still have problems with the bill, with the act now, and we are looking at our options, but I think the scenario has changed significantly. We've been public in saying that, firstly, the elections went very well, and congratulations to the IEC. And then we believe that political parties, particularly the ANC, DA, and the IFP to begin with, who were the sort of ANC being the prime mover, and then with the other two for the Government of National Unity. We believe the parties were very mature and they put national interest above party interest. The ANC in particular in initiating talks on a Government of National Unity, and we congratulate all parties for that. We believe it was probably the best option under the circumstances. And I think that it behoves us all to actually see what we can do with government to ensure that the Government of National Unity holds and that it actually begins to address the critical crises we have in our country. As business, we've indicated that we are happy to continue working with government as we have in partnership in the last year. We believe that some of the ministers have started making the right noises. We are very gratified that the Cabinet Lekgotla over the weekend, by all accounts, went well, and they came out solid as a Government of National Unity. So I think we are quietly confident. We will obviously meet with the ministers to understand what their plans are, to understand how they see their portfolios, and we will see where we can actually partner government to make a difference.
There's been a lot of positivity around the way in which this Government of National Unity has been able to launch itself, even though it's early days yet. But some of the major portfolios are still sitting with the African National Congress in this Government of National Unity. What do you and your members, and I mean the major portfolios with regards to the country's purses and trade and industry and electricity, and the list goes on. Those still sit with the ANC. How do you and your members feel about that? Are you expecting there to be some kind of change or wheels turning in a better direction?
Yeah, we have no problems with portfolios sitting with the ANC or with the DA or anybody else. Those are decisions that were made as part of the negotiations on the Government of National Unity. We will work with those ministers and make our expectations very clear and put our expectations on the table. And if the ministers and us can work together and partner in the interests of both business and the country, we believe that's great. So you know, it doesn't matter which party the minister comes from, in our view. What does matter is that it's in a very different configuration. And so there might be ANC ministers somewhere and DA deputy ministers, or vice versa. And I think there's checks and balances. I think that the ministers and deputy ministers from different parties, if they actually work in the national interest, should be able to work together. And we will see how we work with them. You know, this will be, I think it's, to a certain extent, we're all going to learn as we go. And we'll make whatever calls we need to make as we meet them, as we start working with them. And we will not stop on calling government to account, be it this government or any other government. But we will also look for areas of collaboration and partnership where we can actually make progress on attracting investment and creating an inclusive, sustainable economy.
You mentioned attracting investment, an inclusive economy, of course, unemployment, a major worry as well. If you had to say short term, these are our expectations, easy wins, as it were, hopefully that you are hoping to hear from Cyril Ramaphosa tomorrow, and then long term in terms of the economic plan, especially with an eye on better economic growth. What would your short term and long term expectation hopes be for what the President will present tomorrow?
Well, short term, I think what we would expect from the President is some more detail on how the government of national unity will work and how he's going to actually show leadership to ensure that ministers do what they're supposed to do, to hold ministers to account, and to keep this government of national unity together in the interests of the country. I think that there are short-term issues as well that we need to continue. Certainly from our point of view, we would want to do that with a partnership we have with government on energy, logistics, and law and order, and we'd like to pick that up again. There was a bit of a lull in the run-up to election and during elections, and now things settling down. We believe that we need to continue to make progress on the energy side. We made very good progress, but we need to ensure that whatever outstanding legislation is still in Parliament needs to be fast-tracked. So we'd like to see that partnership continue and consolidate. I think there are issues like, red tape and those sorts of issues that we've been battling with for quite some time. Decisions can be taken on quickly. The Minister of Home Affairs took a decision to extend applications for visas and so on, and those are decisions that should have been taken before, so that we have time to actually sort out visa issues, which are also short-term issues, the backlog and so on. In the long term, I think the message we would like the President to put through is that it is about investment and growth, and we do need to create an environment for that. It doesn't matter what our ideologies may be. Without getting investment in and without growing our economy and ensuring that we grow our economy in a way that benefits all of our people, we just can't deal with the crisis we have. And that's got to be the long-term, consistent message coming out of the President and the entire cabinet.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your insight, as always.
Thank you.
Business Unity SA CEO Cas Coovadia joining us virtually from Johannesburg with these thoughts and expectations ahead of the President Cyril Ramaphosa opening Parliament officially tomorrow evening.